What is going on, everybody? Chris and Stephanie here. We're going for an hour-long FSD drive. Offered Stephanie the driver's seat, but she didn't want it. But I'm showing you the...
Don't forget to close the garage door.
Well, I'll do it from the phone because I don't have the garage door opener in here yet. The beginning of the drive, getting out of the driveway, because FSD 13.2.9 on the new Model Y is actually really good at it. You can see it just could flow right out of the driveway around the dirt roundabout and continue on our journey here. So I will check in with you in just a minute when we get a little farther out. All right, so we are heading out for about an hour-long drive. No highway on this whole route. It's all going to be windy back roads.
There is highway.
There is?
Yep.
What
We're
part?
going to get on 75, I believe.
Oh, I thought it was closed.
It's closed up until exit 91. We're getting on, I think, at exit 91.
Oh, okay. So there's some how much highway? So I guess we just look. All right, I thought there was no highway. Oh, okay. So right in the middle there's a small section of highway. Most of it is back roads, though. A lot of higher speed, 60 mile per hour roads. We will go through a roundabout up here and some slower, like 25, 35 mile per hour stuff that hopefully the system will obey. But you could see getting out of that left turn, we just zoom right up to this 59 miles an hour is just perfect for this road. Speed limit of 55. A regular person who lives here is going to travel faster than that. Not that you have to, but it's just kind of the right, most comfortable speed. And then the other thing I really want to pay attention to throughout this full drive is, I'm going to guess I won't have to do anything, but if I do, I will. The efficiency is the other thing I really want to pay attention to here, because not only is this Model Y, I'm noticing, really efficient, the other part is that I'm noticing FSD itself is doing a really good job lately of like using the regen instead of the brakes, which older versions were always really bad at. Now, I still think like if I'm driving and concentrating and trying, I could probably use the regen a little bit more and a little bit better than FSD does. But for the most part, like, I don't know, I would say like 90% of it is like as good as me. And at that point, it's kind of like, who cares? You're not really losing that much in terms of efficiency. Especially letting the car do all the driving for you is so convenient, on top of having that really good efficiency. Because if it's using the brakes all the time, it's not, it kind of like takes away from the benefits of using the system. So how have you been liking it so far? You're using it in your 2023 Y, like all the time now?
Yes.
And it's doing even turns and stuff, or
Yes.
half the turns, or what do you think?
Most of the turns, honestly, the issue I run into is like the complete stops. I know that's like terrible to say, but like, so if a lot of my driving is on roads just like this, and so when I'm making a turn, it's like you've got to like inch forward, like what is?
Jeez.
You've got to like inch forward, look, and then go, but the car stops completely, waits, which it feels like forever, and then inches forward, and then goes, and so sometimes I just take over for turns when it comes to that. But otherwise, yes. The only other thing is when I'm in a left turn lane waiting for traffic to clear, I appreciate that it lets me know it's about to turn, because it starts to turn the wheel, like, like, okay, after this car it's going, but it cuts it so close sometimes. Like, I'm like, I don't think it's gonna hit the car, but like if that car had a trailer behind it or something that it didn't see, because we've already seen some situations where if trailers, or like if there's like plywood hanging out the back, it's kind of iffy. It's like a little too close, so I've disengaged for that too.
Okay, all right, interesting. Yeah, I find a lot, I mean, I totally agree with you on all of that. And the main thing that I will intervene with, like, if I'm not making a video, because I'm making a video, it's to show y'all what the system's doing. You don't care how I drive, you want to see how the car drives, and I'll only intervene for safety stuff. But in my daily driving, the main thing is the stop signs, because, especially those ones where you have to pull up to be able to see to make a turn, I am just usually holding the accelerator through the stop line. Now, I'm okay with the complete stop if you kind of get up to where you need to be. But again, it's not exactly Tesla's fault. NHTSA kind of made them do it this way. And, hopefully something will change and they can get around that. Like, they can prove, look how safe this is. We don't exactly need to do a full stop the same way a human does. And NHTSA will grant them some kind of like, okay, fine, you can go around that if these certain conditions are met, which is how Tesla used to do it. But anyway, that is definitely the most frustrating. And it's so funny because it's legally correct.
Yeah.
It's doing it the right way, but no one else does it that way.
Well, and the other thing too is the reason it seems to take forever is because the car doesn't want you to be uncomfortable. It's not going to just be like, oh, we got to get to zero, so let's just hit the brakes, slow way down, get to zero. Like, it does it slowly and gradually to keep you comfortable.
Right.
So it feels like it takes even forever.
Right
Like, yeah, it's like, waiting for it to be zero. Okay, now let's go.
That
It's not going to, like, jerk you around, so...
Yeah. No, it's very smooth, it's very comfortable, and yeah, when you're not in control, you can't be, you know, hitting the brakes too hard or taking off too hard because it's not going to be comfortable for people. So it's funny because, you know, talking about that, the main times that I do take over for FSD is honestly like if I want to be breaking the law. Like that's, the car is so good at doing everything technically correctly, which if no one else is on the road is fine. It doesn't really matter. But you also have to fit in with traffic. And even though it maybe technically isn't the correct thing, in my opinion, fitting in with the cars around you is better than following everything to a T. Because if you confuse the drivers around you, it can make things a lot worse.
Yeah.
Especially when you're with them for a long time on one road. They see you make one mistake, like, okay, whatever. But if they see you continually making weird decisions, weird accelerations or braking, weird mistakes, then you kind of become a red flag in their head. They're not going to drive around you the same. They might start getting mad at you and you know, driving differently than they would if you just fit in with traffic. So I don't know, you know, how it's supposed to be solved. And again, if I wasn't technically sitting here and in control, I would care like zero. But since I can just easily, like, you know, tap the accelerator or turn really quickly, I just will take over for that stuff.
If it was unsupervised, I absolutely would not care at all.
Yeah, right.
I'd be like, go ahead, be mad at me. I'm busy doing other things and happy and enjoying my time in my car.
Right, yeah, for sure. So.
But yes, if it becomes a safety issue, then that's when you care.
Are you having a lot of those?
No.
No.
You know what else I've noticed, though, that's crazy, is just how good it is at dodging roadkill.
Oh, that's good. I used to complain about that, actually.
It seems like it was one of those last things on the list of things for them to do, because obviously that's not as important as getting you from point A to point B safely. But they're like, even like a squirrel, something that small, it does everything it can to safely avoid driving over it. I was shocked.
That's awesome.
Like, because I would always just disengage. As soon as I saw roadkill, I'd be like, oh, you know, I'm going to take over here and make sure that the car doesn't hit it. But it starts to, like, preemptively move. So I know in advance, like, oh, it sees that and it's going to go around it.
Right. And the other thing you got to kind of think about, or at least I try to think about, is the target for like a robotaxi kind of service is not going to be these kind of roads for the most part. You know,
Right,
it's going to be a city, it's going to be downtown, it's probably going to be going a lot slower. It probably makes more sense to do complete stops in those tight downtown scenarios than it does out here. And, you know, if Tesla's goal is to get everyone in a self-driving car that you could go from your home to your work, or you know, to wherever you're going, wherever that may be, then yeah, they will have to be able to do these types of roads. But for now, when it's still not done, you still have no unsupervised Teslas anywhere on Earth as of the making of this video, well, they're probably going to focus more on the parts that are coming up right now, like Austin, Texas, downtown, or in general downtown scenarios. So you're probably not seeing a lot of roadkill there, or, you know, kind of a lot of these things that we're talking about.
The other thing that it just impresses me every time is if there is a car on the shoulder, a person like riding a bike on the shoulder, how it slows down and moves over. And if there's no oncoming traffic, we'll cross over the yellow line a little, like to give them that space.
Yep.
On the highway, if there's two lanes, if there's a car on the side, it moves into the left lane if it can. Just like the courtesy it shows, like a human would. That's just always cool to me.
Yeah, no, it is so incredibly safe. Here's a couple of roundabouts in a row here. It is so incredibly safe, which is one of the best parts about it. And as much as, you know, I can complain about a little slowness here or there, it's definitely better than the opposite of it not being safe, right? So I get on the whole that it's safety is number one, and I'm very appreciative of that. It's just kind of like, oh, you could smooth this out a little bit and make this a little different. But, you know, in its current state, like, again, it's an hour-long drive, and I am very confident that it can do the whole drive with nothing, which is just crazy, because to think, like, even a year ago, it was very good a year ago, but not an hour-long drive through all these different scenarios doing everything good.
A year ago, I had still never had a zero disengagement drive in my life.
Right? Yeah, that was pretty recent for you. That was version 13, right?
Yes.
That's the first time.
Yep.
Wow, that's pretty crazy. So.
And now it's, I mean, I still I don't hesitate to disengage or step on the pedal or whatever. But I would say like multiple times a month, I do have 0 disengagement drives, and I always disengage when I get on the dirt road, I should say. So if I can make it to
Sure.
the dirt road without having to disengage. So and then I'm like, wait a minute, like I didn't even touch the steering wheel at all, like this whole drive, and I don't even think about it. It's just crazy.
Yeah, it is very impressive these days. And it does feel close to that unsupervised thing. I still have a lot of questions, which is not really the point of this video as to how that actually will play out. But overall, the capability feels like it's definitely getting there. So we'll let it drive, see how it can do. We'll check in with you periodically throughout the drive, and let's hope it can get us there. All right, so going into the left turn lane here, this is something that used to be really bad, but you can see, boop, we move over, we get in here. We did have enough room, just barely there, but we weren't sticking our butt out, which older versions used to do all the time. So I'm really happy to see that. And you probably noticed my blinking there. I did that with the enhance auto, the sexy buttons, the commander you put in. You can do all kinds of cool things with this light strip, but that's one thing I really like is having the turn signals on the whole car. And I even put them in the back seat because I know my kids will think that's cool. All right, so we need to slow down here. Obviously, FSD can't read a sign like that. So let's see. I hate to mess with it, but I kind of want to see what its max speed is right now. So it still is a 35 max speed, which this is, it ignores sometimes. So I have it offset so it can go 15% over the speed limit, which 10 miles is more than 15% of 25. So I'm not sure how it's like sometimes doesn't bring that down. It's very strange. Really nice moving around that construction there though.
Mm-hmm.
But we basically got slowed down because of the people in front of us.
No, okay. When it was going 39 or whatever though, it still had the speed limit up as 35 miles an hour. We hadn't entered the 25 zone yet.
Yeah, but I checked it after and look, see how the max speed still says 35.
Yeah, but it was gonna, I think it would have slowed down a little bit because I've experienced that.
But what I'm saying is this max that's available right now should not be that high. It should be 29. What's 15% of 25? Yeah, like 5. So it should be...
You have a 15% offset?
Yeah, I have a 15% offset. So if you go into autopilot, 15% right there.
Oh, well then, okay, yes. I see what you're saying
Yeah,
now.
it should have brought its... It may have slowed down enough, but that max should not be that high. And I don't know why. Sometimes it obviously sees the speed. It shows 25 miles per hour here. I don't know why it just ignores it sometimes. It's very strange. But luckily we had some lead cars to slow us down. Yeah, this is really nice. So yeah, it just flows through that left turn really nicely. I was just hoping we wouldn't get stuck.
Yeah, I know. Well, and I like how it...
Oh, this is dead, but that's fine.
Oh.
They've seen enough of our face.
I like how it...
Oh, maybe it started a new video. Go ahead, sorry.
It will cross over that yellow line to get in the left turn lane.
Yes, finally.
It used to only do that if... I mean, it used to not do that. It would
Right.
wait up until that little gap, but when you have that much traffic, you want to move over so that the traffic behind you can still get around.
Yes, I'm pretty sure that was a version 13 kind of AI and neural net upgrade too, because yeah, it like waited for that legal little gap. But obviously you can't always do that when the left turn lane's filled up all the way back. And you would miss left turns and everything because of it if you let it go. So yep, that's another huge improvement.
Definitely AI, because it is not predictable or like robotic. It's very like, you never know. Like sometimes when I get up to a left turn lane, it'll wait for the gap and go in like basically, yeah, like a robot. And then other times there's nobody in the left turn lane, but it's like, I'm getting right over here in the yellow. Like, just like a human. Just like a human.
Just like a human. So we will get onto the highway here. Let's see how it does with accelerating. It already sees a 70 mile per hour limit, which is great. The acceleration is very smooth, calm right now. We have a little bend. I would still be getting closer up to our, speed we want to go. Oh, it's probably 60 here, isn't it?
Yep.
With the barrel. So we'll see what it decides to do. I actually am going to turn it off of hurry, just because on the highway, hurry is way too crazy in terms of like always wanting to be in the left lane. I don't know if we'll have a choice here. I don't know. I just find that hurry does not work very well on the highway because it always camps the left lane no matter what. And it's really annoying. Whereas on standard, it'll use the left lane, but only if it really needs it. And that's kind of the way I like it to behave.
I agree 100%.
Yeah.
I always have it on standard on the highway.
Yep.
And if I'm in like a super heavy construction zone where I don't want it to even change lanes because what's the point? Like everyone's like stop and go for a while, I'll put it in chill even. But 90% of the time, standard.
$5 miles, pretty good.
It crossed that white line,
Mm-hmm.
which, I mean, is that technically illegal?
I think so.
Because, like, I love it.
Yeah, I know. That's
Because it, like, feels so much more like a human.
Right.
Like, it's still safe and knew there were no cars there, but...
Right, and there's half a mile to the exit, and here we go. So now we're ready to take the exit.
Got a Tesla friend up here.
Yep, so smoothly moves over there, because it's kind of a weird positioning of that exit. It's like you're on a bend.
Yeah, this is a really sharp turn, and like the curve up here and everything.
Right, and you have to change lanes. I mean, you don't have to, I guess, but you pretty much always do. Actually, it's best if you don't. So let's see if it'll stay over, because I think a lot of times it moves over a little too early, if I remember this one correctly, because you got people merging on. But you pretty much want to be in the right lane. I don't know, it's hard to describe. But we can see what it does up here. Yeah, the way it's moving around this, staying centered, moving a little bit within the lane, but there's plenty of room to do it. So, yeah, it looks like we'll have plenty of room. But like right here, yep. So it'll move over there. And not take this next exit, but go straight. It just doesn't get much better. And like that guy, you can tell he's driving manually.
Yep.
No turn signal, he's just like flying. Okay, I don't know. Oh, okay. So to use the left turn signal to say we're not taking that exit, which is really dumb. And I actually have several of those where like the highway diverges and it'll be like 2 lanes like this. And it'll be in this lane and it'll use the right turn signal for like a third of a mile to say that it's not going this way. And it's like, just stop using the turn signal. It's very annoying. But again, it's one of those things, it's just annoying. It's not a safety issue or whatever. So here, I'm hoping we don't make a complete stop, but I think we will. Well, actually, there's traffic anyway, right? So we kind of had to wait for them.
Yeah, well then that worked.
Yep. So we got 3 more vehicles. Oh man, see how far he's pulling up? That's where I want to be.
Yep.
Oh, it's going to turn green here, I think. Boom, green. And there it goes. So it takes off right when it turns green. But as you can see, they could see the traffic slowing, and then they took off, whereas FSD just waited for the green. Just different. I mean, it's not bad. It's not good. It's just a different way to approach that turn. Wow, this is crazy.
Yeah.
I didn't know this was all torn up.
Me neither. What are they doing?
I don't know. Looks like they're maybe widening it, but they're going to put lanes in the middle.
What?
I don't know. So this was a right turn lane, but you can see they colored over the arrows. And FSD is like handling this pretty well. For me, this feels wrong because I know that this was supposed to be a turn lane. But now those two, the far left lane is gone. I don't know what is going on here.
It's Michigan, so...
Yeah, this is crazy though because, this is not I'm sure this is not correctly mapped, right? Like the map data is probably wrong for all that. But FSD went through there, no issues.
Yeah.
It didn't swerve, it didn't get confused, it just right through there.
I'm not even surprised, are you?
Like,
did you expect it to mess up?
I think I've driven it for so long when it was bad that, yes, I'm a little surprised because anytime you'd get the weird lane markings and the construction barrels and stuff, it would just start to lose its mind. It would be like it was searching, like, what do I do, and almost panic. And it hasn't been like that for a while, but it's still so kind of ingrained in me.
Like this lane, it turns into a right lane.
Yeah.
But it was just a dotted line for a while, and it knew not to get over because that lane's about to end.
Yep.
Like, Those are the things that, like, with version 12, I would be anticipating all the mistakes it would make, and now it's like,
That's great.
you just know it's not going to. So up here, this okay.
It knows.
It knows.
It knows to get over for this right turn. That's
Because this lane ends pretty quickly after this right turn,
right.
but it knows what to do.
Gets all the way over. I mean, it's just like the human in front of us. Did just like what they did. And it'll glide through here at 20-ish miles, 19 miles an hour through that turn. I mean, that is so good. It's not too slow. It's not too fast.
This is kind of weird, but it's legally correct.
Yeah, it's like a robotic thing. But exactly. Legally, you can't make that wide turn. But whatever, it did it. And then check out this efficiency. So we're at 227 watt-hours per mile here, and we are over 30 miles in. Can you do 80 divided by 0.228 real quick? We can see what our 100% range is. I think this is below the rated range, but not a ton below it. I think rated's right around
350.
So 350 miles is our full 100% range if this is the efficiency throughout the whole trip. And it's advertised at, I think, 327 miles of range.
Wow.
100%. So,
and this is a very varying drive.
Yeah.
Where you have the stop and go, but also highway. It was like a good mix.
Yeah.
It wasn't just all highway or all 50-mile-an-hour roads.
We got up to 80 miles per hour for, a few minutes there. We didn't hold that for a long time, but we definitely did it. We fit in with traffic. We weren't
There's a little bit of
hypermiling.
a breeze, too.
Yep. It's a little windy out there. So the efficiency is really good. We'll see how it is as we approach, but I would guess that as we get closer, it's just going to get better as we slow down towards the end of our drive. But overall, very efficient, very comfortable. There's really nothing to complain about. The only things you can really complain about are things that are different than what you would do. But that's the same as any human driving. It's just different. It's not bad. All right, so we have the blinking red. Let's see if it'll fly through here like those other cars. Oh my gosh, it's just too good. It's just too good. Now, this is not the way we normally will take to where we're going, but I'm going to leave it for the purposes of the video. But we're just about there. I mean, we'll probably end it here pretty soon. I'm not going to take it to like the exact end, but I'll get it as close as we can to end the video. But again, like super smooth, handled perfectly.
That's for Greyhound.
Check this out.
12.
Going around this guy here. Oh, maybe not.
What is he doing?
Yeah, I don't know. But FSD handled that really well.
Wow.
Nice job. Yeah, that was confusing. I would have done the same thing because I thought he was turning there.
Yep.
He was just stopped. And, thinking back, he didn't have his turn signal on, but just, I don't know. The situation made me think he was turning. But holy moly.
Well, because everyone was passing it.
Exactly, yeah. That was handled really well.
If there were no other cars around and that car was there but moving slowly like that, I wouldn't have passed him because he didn't have a blinker on and he's still moving.
Sure.
But it was because everybody else was.
I guess that's what it was. The context of that made me think I should do
maybe
the same
he did have a blinker on and then turned it off.
Yeah. I don't know.
12 and older are allowed to ride public
Hold
transportation.
on, stop. And then we got this roundabout. I think it was going to go, well, no, this is good. This is exactly where it needs to go. It's staying in the right lane, accelerating out of the roundabout. Wow. What? School speed limit? Oh, that's probably auto, right?
Yeah, because it's Monday.
Yeah, but there's no school today, so. But it's not obeying it.
It did not.
And neither's anyone else because they know there's no school today. But FSD can't do that as of now. So that is something that I guess would have been an intervention if it had been an actual school day. So that's something they need to add. Maybe downtown Austin doesn't have any school zones.
Oh, it's taking us this way because of what I put in for the end.
Oh, okay, that's fine.
So we need to wrap this up so I can change it, or let me change it now.
Okay, well, this is the end of the drive. It made it as far as it can go. We need to change it. So we went about 35 miles. Zero intervention, zero disengagement. What do you think, Stephanie?
It was awesome.
It was great. Should I just turn right up here for you?
No, just end the video.